There is a difference between visualization and visioning. Visualization is a doing technology. And so divine visualization is great, but you're doing. And what are you doing? You're projecting what you want to see to come, the outcome, the goal, and you're visualizing the goal. So you're projecting, you're doing. Visioning is the practice of allowing and becoming. So what are we allowing? We're becoming. We're allowing to receive God, again, love, universe, divine's greatest idea for our life. On the third Sunday, and everyone, I'm going to say this, I'm saying this 3 times. On the third Sunday, there is a visioning core that's led here by JC and Reverend Tina, licensed spiritual practitioner. JC, Reverend Tina, we graduated the same year, same time. We did our oral exams together. We graduated the same year. Again, if you want to catch a vision for your life, if you feel stuck, if you feel like, I don't know which way to turn, I don't know how to get out of this, I don't know where to go, visioning is your technology. Every Sunday, third Sunday here, visioning happens. Get into the visioning core, catch a vision for your life, and also we vision for the Center for Spiritual Living. So one of the things we learn in visioning that we don't move until we're moved. We don't move until we hear Spirit say, oh, it's time for you to move. Part of the visioning is being moved to the next phase of your life. There's a teaching that we study that there is 4 stages of consciousness. The first stage is victim. Life is being done to me. It is that person's problem that's on to me. I'm a victim to people, places, and things. It's not a bad thing. Listen, this is not about shaming. That's one level of consciousness. Life is being done to me. The second stage of consciousness is the manifester. We get introduced to these principles and this technology like affirmations. We start to see our life change, or the law of attraction, which I believe there's a deeper law called the law of radiance. We radiate what's from inside of us and we get more of that. We attract more of that. But we start to sit down and we get to go, I want a cup of coffee. All of a sudden the cup of coffee comes, we're going, whoa, it works. That's a manifester consciousness. So we're using the tools, we're using it to manifest to try to get something, which is a limited way of thinking. The third level of consciousness, I think we're all striving to this, is I am a vessel to be used by Spirit. I hear you up there. I am a vessel to be used by Spirit. So Spirit is moving through me. So I'm showing up as a vessel of Spirit. The fourth level of consciousness, I am Spirit in the flesh. I'm showing up as love. I'm showing up as wholeness. I'm showing up as my divine intention that we set this morning. Listen, there is no right or wrong. And some days I'm in victim. And then I recognize, oh, I'm in victim. And then I can shift with the thinking of my mind going, wait a minute, I am Spirit in the flesh. Or sometimes I'm like, okay, God, use me because I don't know what to do. I'm in the vessel stage. Or sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm just feeling so lost, and I just start using affirmations. I am one in spirit, I'm one in spirit, I'm one in spirit, I am one in spirit, therefore I have everything. I am using these laws and these principles to shift what I'm feeling. So there is no linear or wrong or right, it's just awareness. Are you being a victim? Are you in a victim? Because you're not a victim. Are you in a victim state of consciousness? Or are you using the law to manifest something in your right action? Or are you a vessel in that moment? Or are you showing up as Spirit? So we have a choice. And I believe that visioning allows us to see us as flesh, as spirit in the flesh. I believe visioning takes us to that place of we're so deeply connected to spirit And we find our way out of the darkness. We find our way into the new space of being. Victim, manifester, vessel, Spirit itself. So as we vision today, I want you to choose one thing you're going to vision on. And it could be on your intention. In fact, I'm going to invite you to think about your intention that you brought forth. And maybe we set the intention to vision for how are we to show up as this intention in our life. Now, if you want to choose something else, if you're dealing with something in your body temple, like you're experiencing, because I don't believe that we are anything of sickness. I don't believe we can own sickness. I believe we're experiencing sickness. And as Reverend Tina has talked from the pulpit, our dis-ease has come to heal us. So we have to embrace our dis-ease. Every day I am working with my spine right now. I've had 2 back surgery and 1 was septic, so I actually had 3 back surgeries. And I'm feeling it some days, but what I get to do is I get to remember that this is an invitation for me to pray. So when I get up on the side of the bed and I sit up and I just feeling something, an energy that's going down my right leg, I stop and pray. I just go, thank you, God, you got this. So what is your dis-ease was coming here to heal you? So maybe you want to envision around what your dis-ease is. Maybe you want to vision on what it is that you're willing to release. Whatever, you can bring it into your vision. Your vision has, we say, 5 qualities of a vision. 5 things will go on in the vision. Number 1, we ask you to be willing. Be willing. A lot of us, know why we're getting the same thing over and over again? Because we're doing the same thing over and over again. Can you believe that? Yes, you should. We keep in this idea of, I'm going to do it this way because this is how my mama gave it to me. This is how my daddy gave it to me. This is all I've ever known. And we keep repeating the same things over and over again. Guess what we get? The same thing over and over again. We say in other programs, if nothing changes, nothing changes. This is an opening for you to catch Spirit's idea for your life, because it is the greatest thing that we can ever tap into. And it's also said in visioning, if you can already see yourself doing it and you've already done it, then you're visualizing. Be open to something new. Be willing today to receive your vision, whatever it is. Number 2, receptivity. So we create a field of receptivity here. And a lot of times our receptivity comes from tapping into the consciousness of unconditional love, because that is where everything is created from, is love. So we'll spend time, Tina and JC, we spend time in talking about unconditional love and what does it mean to tap into unconditional love. We become receptive. So we're willing, you're seated, now we're being receptive to receive, so we create the field, we clear the air. We clear the field to receive. The next quality is surrender. I believe when we are open and we are willing and we're receptive and we get the download, we have a choice to deny it or surrender to it. I got to tell you, the very first visioning class I did was 18 years ago. And I'm sitting there with Reverend Coco Stewart, one of our teachers, and I'm sitting there and I'm getting this vision. I'm going, I saw, it was down, I was going, who is this? At the time I had not written a book. And if you all know my story, I am a child of God that experiences severe dyslexia. It's a type of dyslexia that as I'm reading, the letters will invert and they will move around. So there's only 1% of the dyslexics that, or those who experience dyslexia actually have this. So sometimes you'll hear me in the middle of, I gotta stop because the letters and words are moving and I'm not on an acid trip. So in this space, we get to surrender. Now, my biggest surrender, when I was getting my first download, I was seeing multiple books. You're going to be an author of multiple books. I start feeling this tone. I was like, well, I'm a dyslexic. At that time, I'm in the victim. I can't do that. I said, I heard you're going to be in a pulpit. You're going to be a pulpit minister. I'm like, I don't want to be a pulpit minister. I don't want to be a minister. And I'm hearing you're going to be touching people all over the world, all over the planet. And I'm going, well, what? Now I travel and I teach, fitness all over the world, but I am teach. And it wasn't until I would say maybe about 5 years ago that I really start seeing this vision come into fruition. It was my decision to surrender to the vision that came long before. Today, I just finished my 4th book that went to the editor last week, and we have a publisher, and hopefully it'll be published soon, sometime this year. Not hopefully, it's going to be published this time coming up soon. I've done pulpit ministry. I am touching people all over the world through Insight Timer. I'm traveling to Costa Rica in February. I've been to Bali, and I could not see it. I did not surrender. So it wasn't to the point that I was willing to surrender to the vision. Was the vision ready to be manifested? I became the vision. I became the vision. So that 3rd step, surrender, in your mind, you're probably thinking, how's that going to happen? That's not surrender, that's control. Release control. No, it's not about you and how you're going to make it happen. It's about how you're going to allow God to happen through you. Number 4, the 4th quality of a vision, after we surrender to it, it requires discipline, also known as blisscipline. Finding my bliss, finding my bliss, finding your bliss. The last quality of a vision is gratitude. Why? Because in the mind of God, it's already done. It is already done. We're just bringing it into this reality. In the big reality, your vision is already done. So we might as well give thanks for it right here and right now because it's already done. That's what we get to do. We get to give thanks. We get to be in gratitude. Gratitude is a doorway to your purpose, to your prosperity. Gratitude is a doorway to manifesting your vision. Willingness, receptivity, surrender, blisscipline, gratitude. So when we're visioning, there is no, it has to come this way or this way. It's not a linear experience. This is an expansive experience. It is an expansive experience. It is not linear. So we don't vision and then it happens. What we've done is we've opened up the vortex. We opened up the doorway for God to continue to manifest, to give you ideas, to download things into you need to know. I opened up a vision. I did a visioning for our LGBT community one time, and I didn't get anything. I was visioning. And then the next day I'm driving, and I'm getting all these things. I'm going, where is this coming from? And I was reminded, I opened up the doorway for a vision to come through. The most places where I get a lot of my visions really coming through, the visioning process, is in the shower. Anybody else? Anybody else gets their visions in the shower? Why? Because water, Sean, water is a conduit for ideas, divine. It is a catalyst for us to get these ideas. So be open. If in the shower, you might catch your vision in the shower. Be open to it. So it can come in smells, memories, thoughts, words, vision. It could be a picture of something. It could be a feeling tone. Do not limit yourself to what the vision is. Just be open to the message. During the vision, take notes. I'm a firm believer. Some people say, wait till the very end of the vision. I'm like, whatever floats your boat. Take little notes. Don't write your dissertation. Just take notes, real quick notes, and go back into the meditative state. And if you want to wait till the very end, you can wait to the very end to get whatever you need to do. So however you want to do it, get it. Y'all ready to vision? So I invite you to keep your piece of paper in your lap. And I see some of y'all are in lotus and half lotus in your chair. I ain't mad at that. I got lotus, half lotus here. I got lotus. You are in lotus. Whatever feels comfortable for you. But just be open to receive. Traditionally, we ask you to plant both feet onto the floor if you choose to, but I'm feeling just a release of any rules or regulations or I gotta be in this position. Open yourself up to receiving. Let's do a couple rounds of breathing together as a community, as a tribe, as a family. Everyone take a deep breath in. Exhale, release your breath. And slowly begin to breathe in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Find your rhythm of your breath. And in your consciousness, in your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself. I want you to witness yourself. I want you to witness yourself as unconditional love. Go beyond the physical. Go beyond your color of your skin, the length of your hair. Go beyond the color of your eyes. Go beyond the gender. Go beyond your sexuality. See the light that you are. See the unconditional love that you are created from. See the energy and feel the energy of absolute love. This love has no condition. It has no attachments, no caveats. The love that just is love, love, love. Recall a time in your life that you have felt completely supported and loved, cradled, held. Recall a time where you were deeply immersed into the highest vibration of energy that you have ever felt. Now just feel that. Feel that energy, feel the vibration, feel the love. Let it hold you. Let it cradle you. Let it guide you into a space of healing. Let this absolute love be your guide into the visioning practice. This is our true nature. From the space of unified, unconditional love, we open up the heart chakra. In the middle of our chest, this circle, this wheel of energy that moves 21 times of clearing clockwise. And we can see the representation of unconditional love as the color green. And as it clears, as it opens in this heart space, we feel the companion of compassion, of kindness, of love. And from this space of absolute love, we begin to question. We open up ourselves to receive from a place of receptivity. We ask the first question: what is God's greatest, highest idea for my life as my intention? What is God's greatest, highest idea for my life, for my purpose, for the reason I exist? What is the highest idea for my intention for my life? How does this intention show up as me? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it move like? What is the universe's highest idea for my intention as my life? In this unified field, we open up ourselves to infinite possibilities. There is no limitation to how our intention can show up. We remain open, receptive, surrendered. So as we continue in this journey of visioning, remaining in this field of unconditional love, the highest vibration, the energy of creativity, we ask the next question in this visioning: what must I become? What must I become for this vision to be manifested in the flesh? What must I become? What must I embrace? What is seeking to emerge as me? The vision can only be manifested if we're willing to become it. What must I become? What must I become? Together as a community, let's take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. This journey is so deep. It goes so deep into the field of the no thing. We continue to allow ourselves to receive. Allow ourselves to move into the next stage of this visioning by asking the question, what must I release and let go of so this vision can come to the fullness of itself as me? What must I release, let go of, that no longer serves this vision for my intention? What must I release, let go of? What must I release? What must I release? What no longer serves? Because it is done in the mind of God, it is already done. And as Ernest Holmes says, we are the one mind. We are the mind of God in the flesh. Therefore, it's already done within me. So the next question we ask, what gifts and talents do I possess in aiding this vision to be manifested? What gifts and talents are already present within me to allow this vision to come to fruition? What gifts, talents, and qualities are already here, are already active? What gifts and talents? So visioning is something that I have called forth to do for almost every aspect of my life. There's some things I know I can bring visioning into. But the more that we turn our will over to the will of God, and you see, here's the thing about the will. I love, and I've actually shifted thy will be done to thy will and my will be one. Because the will of God lives within me that only wants to see my greatest iteration of who I'm meant to be. That is always the will of God. Ernest Holmes talks about this. Howard Thurman talks about this. In his books, Wayne Dyer, Iyanla Vanzant, the will of God is to give us the glory, the greatest glory. That is the will of God always. So we align our will to receive the good of the universe, we will have the good of the universe. In Science of Mind, it says that there's only good in the universe, and we're talking about the divine universe. There's only good, and we are connected to this good, so we are here to receive the good. But speaking from my own experience, sometimes I'm not willing to allow the good to flow. So I get really stuck in, it always happens this way, and I never get this, and I never do that, and this is da. And it takes these retreats to come back to remembering to remember. It takes us coming to spiritual communities. It takes fellowship. It takes our own spiritual practice of meditation, of prayer, personal visioning, yoga, walking, mindful eating, affirmations, sacred sharing, The giving, prosperity is a part of the giving, because the law of circulation says we shall receive as we give. That's a spiritual practice. So there's so many spiritual practices that we can tap into for 2024.